Today's topic, we're talking about the
Communication.
communication.
The underrated. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. You got it.
Go
I
ahead,
like
babe.
this. It's so funny. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
babe.
babe.
Go ahead,
Go
love. You
ahead.
got it. No. Go ahead.
Hey, somebody.
What up, though, somebody?
Welcome to Build for This Kingdom Marriage. I'm Jazz.
And I'm RJ. Here we discuss kingdom marriage, dating to marry, also growth and healing.
Our hope is that we all come to a clear understanding of God's will regarding love and relationships, aka marriage. Thanks for watching.
What is it?
So the topic is communication, or what we're talking about, but we're talking about it because it's one of the most, well, I feel, you feel that way too, it's one of the most underrated part of relationships.
That's why I like that, because I have a title and then she have a title too, and then we're both about to say it at the same time, so I just stopped and paused like, go ahead, do you.
So communication, one of the most underrated parts talked about in relationships. What I mean by that, what we mean by that is you always hear, you got to communicate. And this goes beyond marriage. It's relationships. It's communication to your children, to parents, communication at work, communication at your church, communication anywhere you are in your home with your spouse, communicating what you're not necessarily feeling, but yeah, communicating what you're feeling, what you're thinking in conversation is what I'm meaning. When you are sitting amongst each other, conversating, communicating what you're feeling, you're thinking in those moments. Because when you don't do that, you bottle stuff up, you hold those things in. And that's what leads to the blowouts, the being bitter, being angry. You know, you'll come to the table. We talked about this before. You'll come to the table for a conversation, and we were talking about a specific thing, and now you're bringing up stuff that has nothing to do with why we at the table right now.
Mm-hmm.
So communicating always is what we're saying. Communicate when it's good, when it's not just when I don't like something and something's off. I'm gonna communicate, like, not just that. Always.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning even to communicate, like really affirm my husband. Like, he needs words of affirmation. That's one of his love. I'm sorry. Should I not say all that?
Do you?
I'm learning to affirm you, yes. Do I what?
No, go ahead. Say what you gonna say. That's what I'm saying. Do you?
Oh, I thought you was asking, like, do you? I was about to say I don't. I'm not
No, I'm
doing
saying
a good
go
job
ahead.
then.
Listen, I'm saying go ahead. Do you? I'm very
No, that threw me
transparent.
off. I was about to say I'm not doing a
I'm
good
very
job then.
transparent about whatever, because I want people to know, hey, I'm human too. But
Yes.
this is what
Well,
this
that's
is what helped me, and this is what I do.
Now, when I say words of affirmation, I don't believe you've ever said that to me. That's what the Holy Spirit revealed to me. It's specifically in the season. Like, this is what he needs, because I'll ask, like, help me to be, this is how I ask. Not, Lord, what do I need? Because I asked my husband myself, can you tell me what you need in this season, in this time? You know, so I can help you, or how to be a better me for you in this season. Now, he may say certain things, which he does. He'll say certain things, but I still go to the Lord and pray and say, Lord, this is how I ask the Lord. Not, Lord, I mean, I may say it like that sometimes, but I'll say, Lord, what can I do? Or show me, give me the wisdom in order to be the wife that he needs in this season. That's what I do. And from there, I get the downloads and I say, okay, it may not be right then and there, but he'll show me over time. So when I say the words of affirmation, my husband never told me that. The Holy Spirit told me that. He needs to be affirmed. He needs to be uplifted. Like, I need to encourage him. And I'm not saying I don't ever do that, but no, that is the bulk of what needs to happen in this time, because of where I'm calling him, where he's about to be trained. Should I say all this or no?
For where I'm about to be
where
at.
he's going, like, this is what's needed. So if I don't do nothing else, that's what I'm gonna do, right? But communicating, like I just said, we're not actually, what do you need? So communicate in the great times, the not so great times. You want to just always be communicating, so we're on the same page. So we're not I'm thinking we're here and you're not really there. Those type of things. But this is why I say it's underrated, because we can communicate. Some people think maybe you just communicate when I'm not happy, I'm gonna communicate. Right? But then you have others like, oh, we do well when we're doing great, but then they don't communicate on the other end either. Did that make sense? Communicate all around, all the time.
Communicate,
That's what I'm
yeah, all
saying.
around different, with different type of moods. Like if one person upset, like for example, with me and my wife, when she's upset, I'm upset. I was always the one like, hey, we need to talk. I'm not. No, Reginald, we're not about to talk right now. All right, I'll be
First
back.
of all, I did not call you Reginald. But
I'll be back. 10 minutes later, come back around. Hey, babe, we need to talk. I'm in the shower. Okay, when you get out, we need to talk. Like, and one thing that my granny, she always told me, like, it's never the right time. It's never going to be a right time, but it's the time.
Always communicate. That makes sense. That goes with what you're saying. Always communicate.
Now this day and age, and I say this day and age because of going just thinking back on how it was years ago. Back in the day, they only had they had a couple of forms of communication, but the one that I'm talking about is like just communicating face to face. When it comes to differences and things like that, I'm talking about in the marriage. Now we have messaging. We have yes verbal. We have voicemails. So what I'm saying, and et cetera, et cetera. So what I'm saying is that you communicate with that person the best way you can, even in writing a letter. Because you have some people that's not in that season or that time where they're ready to just verbally,
don't know how to verbally
they know how
communicate.
to
I was
verbally
there. I
communicate.
didn't know how to express what I felt.
So you do it either text message, you do it in the letter, you do it, and then the person that's receiving it, if you're the type of person like, oh no, I like to talk about this face to face. No, you do the same thing, because that's where it's communicating. That's where you guys meeting at right then and there. Then as you guys keep doing that, it's going to go into
yes.
Okay, skip the letter, forget the text message. That person gonna come to you and say, "Hey, I appreciate you for being very patient with me over this time, because of I don't like talking face to face, but I just thank you for for meeting me halfway through through this process." So again, it's very, very important, like, to why communication is needed, because what they say, a closed mouth ain't gonna
Don't
get fed.
get fed.
Yeah, don't get fed. Like a closed mouth don't get fed.
I just think of,
not saying you asking for something, but things is not going to get resolved. Things is not going to be able to progress. Things is not going to be able to be heard. To be heard.
And you need to talk, because I remember, and this is something the Lord dealt with me on. Like, you're holding on to that because you didn't talk. You didn't speak up when you should have. Now you're harboring all these things in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit. Now you're coming up with things that are not true. Now because you got all that sitting on you. Now you're thinking things that aren't true. Now you're coming to the table actually when it is time to communicate, and you saying things like, you feel like this, or you think this about me and stuff, and they like, no, I don't think that, I don't feel that. Those are things you came up with. Why? Because you didn't talk when you should have talked, when you should have just went and say, hey, I'm having an issue, or I feel like this. Now we start to do things like make up stuff in our mind, or imagine things in our own, right? And the Lord told me, Jasmine, nobody is a mind reader. They don't know that you're still stuck on that. They really moved on. I'm in my mind thinking like, why I'm mad. Why I feel this way about that, because of maybe the last conversation, but I didn't express what I really felt in that last conversation. I just maybe had said, I don't like that. Instead of saying, I don't like this and this is why. So now when it happens again, I'm in my mind like, I said I don't like that, but you didn't say why. So they're not even thinking. They may have just thought in that time or that moment you were saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you express deeper, communicate deeper, why, the why, it's clear now instead of you thinking, well, you should know. Because I know a lot of people that say that, well, they should know that I don't like this or I don't feel this because I keep telling them over and over. But expressing them it clearer for understanding, that's good. But again, I used to think like, well, I'm not about to just walk forward or go forward like nothing happened. We need to address this. But the Lord was showing me like you should address it, right? But you should address it when it's happening, because we would have those conversations where we're talking about one thing and I'm all the way over here bringing up other stuff, and my husband like, yeah, I understand that, babe, but right now, like, pretty much like, what does that have to do with right now? Because now you're not even hearing what I'm saying, because we stuck on we bring or we having to uncover the old stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that made me learn, you know what, I do got to do it right then. Okay, I do need to do it now. And it was a struggle because I didn't know how. This was something I had to learn. Okay, I can't just be here and holding everything, and now I can't just be like, okay, I'm ready to talk, and it's a month later. Like,
Yeah.
no, or it's a week later. Like, what?
The one thing that I noticed is growing up is that, and I didn't like, was that how you have family members that have issues with each other, right? And this is me as a kid, and then turn around, we have another family event, and they smiling, laughing up in each
That's what I'm
other
saying.
face, like,
Yeah, sweeping it under the rug.
you just sat up here and just call
Mm-hmm.
her a stubborn old hag, and
Or the last time y'all spoke,
or the
this
last
is what
time y'all
happened,
spoke,
and then here we are
you
now.
you
Like,
told him to stop begging you for money, you broke boy, and like, what? And y'all laugh and get, nah, I can't do that. No, we need to
yes.
talk about this.
So that's a good example. I saw that same behavior. So as much as I didn't like that stuff would be swept under the rug, and next thing everybody come back like nothing happened.
Yeah, like
I
nothing
still
happened.
did that same thing though, and it was just me simply not talking about it. But then when we come to the table, we talking about something totally different. I'm bringing up everything like, you just gonna act like, or that's not a good example. So I done held all this stuff in, and my husband come like, hey babe, I want to go to the store. We're gonna do this, and I'm sitting here like, how do you think that I'm just about to get up and go to the store with you? And when we just had this last conversation, like, I'm still stuck there, and you done moved on. Not a good example. Let's go back to this. So sweeping stuff under the rug is not a good thing. It's very toxic behavior. It's very unhealthy behaviors. And yes, we may have been taught things, but as an adult, we can't say, well, this is why I'm like that. Yes, this is why, but what's next? Is yes, this is why you are where you are now, right? But what is the next to moving past that? We can't just say, this is how I am, accept me. This is how I'm going to be, accept me. When it's toxic and negative, and there's unclean things that the Lord is not, he's showing us like, no, we shouldn't be like that. The word shows us clearly that no, you can't do that. You're not going to be able to do that, right? So we can't say that, oh, it's because of this. Yes, that may have been the reasoning, but now as an adult, you have a decision to make. You have a choice to make whether you're still going to not communicate or not, or, express how you feel, come to understanding. So yeah, it took some time, but communication is very important. I hear a lot of people brag on their communication, but not brag, but even with us, like, as much as we talk to you guys about communicating, we still have to remember that, like, okay, we need to communicate about this. We like kind of rubbing, it's like some friction. Let's sit down and talk about it.
Right. And then also too, it's very important to communicate because of the answer. Like, you might not have the answer to certain things that that you're going through or that you're dealing with, and that's how come in a marriage is very important that we must go back to Genesis, where woman was created as a helpmate, and again, whatever that man lack, she has, and whatever that women lack, that man has. So I don't always have the answer, so I always go, to my wife, like, hey, I'm having a little with this. And the thing is, and it's so funny because it's like the answer is right there in front of me. She just breaks it down simple, and I'm like, why I didn't think of that? Because you were distracted. But I say that because of the answer, the answer that you might need to hear, whatever is right there. And then also too, I'm going back to what she was saying. So when you don't communicate about the first issue, you just keep going and sweep it under the rug, as she said. Then it's another issue that happened, and there's no communication. Then it's a third issue that happened, and there's no communication. Now it's a fourth issue, and you have to say something, right? So when you come to that table, you're not talking about just that issue anymore,
right?
Because you're talking about the four other issues that the person was not aware of because you did not communicate. You let it build up. So, and then when you let it build up, that's when tempers get the flying, names get the calling, and things that you want to say with love, with understanding, it come out with anger, rage, and frustration.
Yep.
So yeah, you definitely want to avoid that, because now you guys are sitting in this space of I can't trust, in this space of I've been deceived, in this space of I thought they loved me, in this space of regret.
Where's your mind at with what you're saying?
What I'm getting at is that after all this blew up of holding all this stuff in.
Okay.
And when the smoke clear, I jumped the gun. That's because I'm in deep thought. But when the smoke clear and y'all separate, you already know how it is. Y'all get to, talking to yourself. Oh, he got me messed up thinking I'm gonna sit up over here, and thinking that, see, I can't trust him. See, this is the reason why my sister sat up here and told me. Okay. And it's like, whoa.
So you're saying after you walk away,
after all that, that's what you're going to be feeling, and nothing is not resolved. You don't want to feel like that. That's draining. That's draining to the mind. That's draining to the heart. And that's draining, yes, to the spirit. That's draining. That's why it's very important. Like I said, a different type of communication. It's very important to communicate.
In and out of season. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, in and out of season. And then also, too, like we said in the last videos, always seek wise counsel. Always seek wise counsel. Always seek wise counsel. Can you look up wise for me so you break it down? Wise counsel. And the reason why I'm saying that is that I'm not being funny or whatever, because going to your homeboy, your homegirl who out here in these streets and they ain't living the right life, that's not wise counsel. Talking to someone that's that's in the same situation and they dealing with it, that's not wise counsel. Wise counsel is, and she's gonna give you the definition, but
I'm in the Bible,
is speaking with someone who have great wisdom. So pretty much it's things that you want to hear, or things that you may not want to hear. What I mean by that is that you know the answer to it, but you didn't want to hear it though. But you needed to hear that.
Yeah, so a person that has your best interest at heart.
Yeah, regardless
you want to hear it or receive it.
Not taking nobody's side. They just going straight to the truth. Straight to the truth.
So unbiased opinion. A person that's going to tell you. Yeah, because that's what I used to. I mean, we getting off a little bit. That's what I used to get, where people would say, "Well, I know I could come to you because you're just going to tell me the truth." And I mean, I appreciate their honesty in that, because that helped me to continuously to be unbiased and to tell them, like, well, no, tell them what I actually see or what I'm was feeling or hearing in the situation. But yes, you want to go to those that can help you
Yeah.
come to a solution, a resolution, someone that can guide you in the right path to give you some good instructions and not the silly or not
Yeah, not the
stuff that's not good for you, the
mhm.
foolish things, right?
Yeah.
But yes, we want to make sure we communicate always, and it's an ongoing. It's not a battle or a struggle. It's an ongoing maturing in. Let's say that it's an ongoing maturing in. Does that make sense? And it's an ongoing. You have to continuously
Yeah.
do it. You
That's
can't be
good.
like, "Oh, we good. We communicate." Like that's what I mean. Like we're good. Me and my husband communicate because just as much as we're making this video and telling you guys, we do still have moments where we like, and we'll literally say that, like just like we tell them people, or we're coaching and we telling people we need to do that. We back
Hmm.
here, and we have to mention that to each
Yeah, we
other.
have to
I feel
remind
like
each
when
other.
we do that, we kind of soften in our hearts because maybe we are a
Yeah.
little frustrated in the moment. But that's what it do
Yeah.
for me. It do bring me to like, you know
Yeah.
what, you're right. I'm not about to be telling people to do something
Yeah, and I know
that
for me,
I'm
yeah,
not
and
doing.
I know
I
for
don't
me
want
when
to do
she
that.
like when she told me this a while ago, when she told me that, it was like, nah, babe, we out here doing this coaching, and we can't sit up here and just be holding stuff in. We got to say what's on our mind. And I was real deep in how I was feeling. You see my eyeballs, I was real deep, but I was
Yeah.
just like, just soften my heart. And I was like,
Yeah.
baby, right? Gave her a kiss on the forehead, like, yeah, let's talk.
Yes. That
You know.
word, that's why, well, I'm thinking of a two-edged sword. You're giving out the word, but it's cutting and piercing them, but you at the same time. It's convicting and correcting me too. So that's why I think we always are able to go back to, look, babe, we coaching, we're telling people this, we're going to do the same thing. And we're not saying it in a way like we're pretending like we do this thing. It's just that in those moments, it's like, that's how we come back.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how we come back to, and it
we
takes
usually
those
good in
moments.
this. We
Yeah,
good in this, but right now we need that
yeah, but it
moment. We
takes,
need to come
yeah,
together.
it takes that. Like, that is needed.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of the anger or what you feeling, right, is needed. And again, like, even if it takes a moment, and I don't mean like a long time, I mean like a moment for them to be like, you know what, I receive what you said. Like when she says something to me, instead of me just, yeah, I hear you, but I'm saying it in the way of like, I hear you, but I don't really hear you. Now when she say something to me, I'm like, okay, babe, I received it. I received it, because it's like I really have received that thing. I really understand what you're saying because of Holy Spirit.
I was about to say, yes, the difference of hearing when we're talking to each other, and just in general, people, anyone you talk to, it's the difference of hearing when the Lord is speaking to you through them.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're like,
Yeah. So now it's like, I received it. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I got to sit here and say it back to her, and I say, just correct me if I'm wrong, and then I say what I say, and she'd be like, yeah, that's what I was just trying to say. And I'm like, all right, babe, I got you. Yeah, all right, I got you. I received it. And then boom, go ahead and move on from there. But it's very important. It's very, very important. Like, even for the people that, that again don't know how to communicate because they feel like, oh, it's gonna be confrontational.
Still do it.
Still do it.
We have to communicate.
Yeah, you still have to do it.
Because then you're not walking and being who you're supposed to be, because you're holding everything in.
Yeah. And
you
then
bottling everything up.
you don't want to do that.
That person is well versed in communicating and doing what they need to and speaking. So then it's you don't really have a voice anymore. That's what I'm getting at. You don't want to be where you're not having a voice in the things that need to be talked about, in the things that matter. Don't let communication be underrated in your relationship. Really communicate, really practice healthy communication, because that's what another thing that's important, like we said before, is not just communicating, but healthy, to where we understand one another. We just want to encourage you guys. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.